Alright everyone, this is the end of year trading review for the ASX. Mostly this is this has strictly been done on a margin account as well, so it won't be talking about honestly investing or anything. I have held some positions longer than a day, but most of these are considered intraday, in and out pretty quickly. But definitely I wouldn't call myself a scalper though. But just showing here now the gross cumulative P&L in the last 90 trading days, which really sort of encompass. If I go to the calendar now, and it sort of shows here really April was very much an experimental thing. Sizing was very low. This is pretty much unscripted as well, so I'm just going to go through each month and try and identify things that were done well and then things that were done pretty poorly. Even in December this year, last year saw frankly, I can't help but even go to it right now. It was some not so great trading, but you can see here it's quite evident that I still have, and really both of these were this to start with was a late entry on MFG long with the bigger picture idea not too bad, but really, and risk management was terrible too. So I had two really bad things that I disregarded, where the entry was quite poor, and then risk management was bad again, and this simply really was misreading the market movements. This was a long on FMG as well. But let's just go back. So that was April. Not really a lot of take homes. A lot of this was just, it was more price action based stuff. We can go through all the notes here as well that I've made 193 notes. Don't really know how long this video is going to go for, but for example, a lot of this was just something really that wasn't moving at all. What was the first trade that was taken? And no trades were taken. WSA. So as you can see, sizing was really low. So I don't honestly think there's a lot to take from this. And I think let's jump into May. So May was, as you can see, consistency's not great in regards to being profitable. Although this was a profitable month. And if I just go to May, I think this is probably best, and I'll just cycle through the month and just see if there's any sort of take homes. So right here, that's quite late in the actual gap up itself. The pullback did take place, but just a lot of things that I picked up on and learned, because really a lot of the gap ups, they once they've done their thing, they need a decent pullback as well. Although there was some buying, it's hard to tell here because I've got the coloration off, so it's hard to tell if there was buying volume there, but this might have continued. I can't quite recall, unfortunately. And let's just have a look. I'm glad I shared LAO. Was I shorten that? Was that LAO? No, that looks like ANZ Bank. There we go. So FMG's featured again. pretty small size. Maybe I'll shorten here. There's nothing really that triggers the memory about anything here. I mean, we did have that $84 trade on the 26th. Let's see what I did on the 26th. It might be the 25th it's talking about. Maybe not. Sizing a little bit bigger. Maybe it was this. Date again, the 26th. Alright, so it's a day behind, so that means it's the 27th on the actual notes. 20, or this 27th. I was selling and buying, so that wasn't it. So I've already started to size up a little bit here on FMG. I don't think it was anything noteworthy. I just decided to size up a little bit in May just to try and boost my emotional intelligence, whatever you call it. Now June, again, a lot of red days, and the red days, as you can see, bigger than I am making a profit as well. A lot of this, I recall, was me closing trades out quite quickly when they were in profit, just because I was concerned that they were going to turn negative. But really, my understanding was still pretty poor, and I sized up definitely too early as well. I think what I was thinking, May would have been positive, in June I was thinking I had some understanding, but frankly not enough to size up like I did there. And then into July, got a little bit more consistency in July. Well, quite a bit more consistency in July. So I do recall markets were really quite bullish though as well. So this played into my bullish style. And if we go to July, you can see though I'm in a drawdown here as well. I think this is pretty easy. We were looking at iron ore. Where are we? I mean, look at the price of iron ore. So now this is where FMG was approaching a significant top though. Sugar, that's not a bad trade. So I went 25.11 to 25.70 there for so sizing about the same as June and May, maybe a little bit more than May. So a couple better trades there. So that was a positive month. Then August came around, and this was an interesting month. So this is where I was attempting to long FMG as it was approaching that top, and this was in the end I decided to go short after numerous failed dip buys, and then that trade was held for 2 weeks for 3,900. So now from memory, the net P&L was about 11,500, and that's on a $15,000 deposit. Not all at once though. I recall here, leading into this was very close to a couple of margin call nearly events. And then right here I took this and I took the trade the same day where I just flipped it, and I was like, yeah, this is short. And that sort of saw me get into the positive. But I find myself needing to be burnt a couple times to really learn, even later. But really for December, the main focus was I was looking to, I think, really secure 100% for the year. But as you can see, really the trading month sort of started properly in June for me, honestly, with how I was sizing and everything. Even in May it was pretty lackluster, and then June is when I really applied myself. But in December I was looking to secure, well, I had the 100% already from the equity highs, and I think I was looking to make 20k, and that was not going to happen, obviously, so unfortunate there. I think I'm about 60% net on the year, so not too bad. Now September was still a very strong trending market. As you can see, I took another swing as well, and yeah, September was pretty solid for me. There were just, the holding times are a little bit longer. This is where the market was downtrending after the dividend announcement, and then a little bit of a chop fest in October, where it was just a little unclear with markets, and this actually was a negative month net because of commissions, and December was as well. So it was around 700 for P&L, but commissions were pretty high. They were over 1,000 actually for December. And this is the same for October. It was slightly more on commissions than actually profits made. And October was just where markets were consolidating after the dividends were paid out, and just lacking clarity. A lot of times there was just no trades to be taken, really, and I forced a lot. November, a little bit better. We had a trending market. This was the best month of the year for me. It was about 9k net. Still, some losing trades, but found myself having some consistency, and the group chat with Vinco was on fire. Actually, there was a lot of calls and a lot of activity, so that was good. Again, though, I was messing around still, a few of these losing trades. I find myself, and I'm really focused on cutting losses, because I have a bad habit of soft stop losses, which is not appropriate. And what happens is, if I'm entering late, risk management needs to be adjusted, or no trade needs to be taken. Because what happens is I find myself just getting too emotional. But December, consistency wasn't bad, but these, were definitely, and this was MFG and also FMG, and then this was just FMG. Again, just misreading things, taking holding way too long into the the pullback, and then getting out, and it's so definitely realizing as well that the tilt that I encounter is clouding my judgment for some time after, where I'm thinking, all right, so I can make this loss up, and that definitely is not good, because it just means you're in a bit of a delusional state. Like, that's what I find. So I put together a few thoughts, and I'll write out a review as well, but really it's just coming in every day, and you've got to just disregard what happened yesterday in regards to the P&L. So those are really my big take homes, and as you can see, it's quick to, even if you're winning like 70% of the time or thereabouts, it's very quick to erode your gains. And for me, I think I'm quite busy-minded, and if I'm missing setups and I'm coming in late, I just can't be trading it, or else, or if I do, risk needs to be dialed down, dialed way down. So just just eyeballing this here. Consistency did improve. Discipline, good, and then not so good. I think I needed this, in July and into August, where it really sort of gave me a reality check, and then I turned things around, getting a little complacent though after November, where I corrected things in October. So I've just got to realize and not get a little too overconfident with things, because I definitely that did occur. So but if I have any other thoughts, I'll just add it into the written review, but I'll do that shortly as well. But thanks for watching, everyone, and just feel free to leave a comment or whatever you want to do in regards to the comment section, and or wherever I post this as well, and I'll get back to you. But I endeavored to offer some detail in the written review as well.